Hello and welcome to the retro special of Consolevania. Now, in order for us to get a clearer retrospective picture of games in the past, we have decided to hire a TARDIS in order...
We're not hiring a TARDIS. I am the Doctor. And we're going to travel through time to look at old games. This is my beautiful assistant, Ryan.
Why you the Doctor?
Well, I'm obviously the Doctor. I've got the horn and the quirky, the kind of jaunty manner. The whip.
Jaunty manner?
No, you've not. Do you have a jauntier manner? The horn. Sonic screwdriver.
It's a coat hanger.
Sonic coat hanger. You want to come with us?
We'll travel through time.
Welcome to the TARDIS.
I thought the TARDIS was meant to be bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Now that's your porn folder you're thinking of. Where do you want to go? We can go anywhere you like. We can go back to the birth of Christ. You could see the age of the dinosaurs. You could see the launch day of Mario 360.
February 4th, 1986 I want to go to.
February 4th, 1986. Hold on tight. Okay, right, there's a major problem with doing a retro show, and that is that it's very difficult to decide what you're going to review. You've got that vast range of games, all the games that you can remember, all the ones that are locked up, and I initially thought I'm going to review Mule, that fantastic Danny Bunting game. But then I thought, no, let's do something a little bit different. Let's do a text adventure. Let's do the incredibly atmospheric Castle of Terror. Now, I'm another one of these guys that's going to tell you that I finished Castle of Terror back in the day. Of course, the truth is that nobody really finished it. Nobody killed Dracula, nobody killed the Count. You can't kill the Count. Graham Willis, the programmer of the game, admitted such a fact not long ago. You just can't do it. You can escape through the castle and you can save the fair maiden, but you can't actually do the final act of sticking a stake in that guy's heart. Some people claim they did though. A guy at my school claimed they did. And I bear a grudge to this day. People who lie about finishing games are the scum of the earth. Now, it's a Commodore 64 game. Of course, we have to talk about the music. These are Neil Brennan compositions in this one. Of course, Neil Brennan also gave us the music for Way of the Exploding Fist, so he's got a special place deep in my heart. Now let's get into the meat of this game. Castle of Terror is simply a very well written text adventure. It's pure, it's simple. There's not too much dialogue in it, it's not too wordy. There aren't too many ridiculous leaps of logic. It's all very doable. Not completable, of course, but doable. But again, this is retro, this is nostalgia. It's the atmosphere of the thing that counts. It's the fact that it's fired off these wee synapses in your brain, and these things will never go away. It's indelible marks. I can feel it now. My brother and my sister's up my local pub, the Cairn. They're coming back with a kebab for me, an old kebab that they've been munching through, and I'm sitting there in my pyjamas playing Castle of Terror. This is what retro is all about. This is retro. And Graham Willis's Castle of Terror is the reason why I love adventure games, the reason why I love Gabriel Knight, the reason why I love The Longest Journey, the reason why I love Grim Fandango. This is why retro is so important. I only hope there's enough of an interest in us doing more retro shows down the line, because I'd like to cover some more of the games that made me the gamer I am today.
Now then, guys and gals, here we have had a funny letter from Ryan from Glasgow. Now, dear Jim, please can you fix it for me to have a game called Overblood, made by the Japanese. Wow, oh, Ryan, you have been bad to your Uncle Jim, haven't you? Been very, very bad indeed. But what can I do to fix this for you? Oh, why has he been bad, ladies and gentlemen? The machine for which Overblood is for hasn't been invented yet. Oh, still, but we have, what do we have here in Jim's magic arse? We have, wow. Here we go, into your hand, from my arse to your hands. there you go. Not be able to play it for at least 7 or 8 years. We don't want to send you home disappointed. So would you like another special prize from Jimmy?
Thanks, Jimmy.
Another special present. We're gonna be sending Ryan off on an all expenses paid trip to the Neverland Ranch to meet his hero Michael Jackson. How's about that then?
Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
That's right, he'll be playing with all the kids as he does, not shagging them, playing them as he does. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week.
Welcome to Zookeeper.
Well, this is where I used to buy all my old Spectrum games. Got my first Spectrum out of here back when I was a wee bampot. It used to be a John Menzies on Miller Street, now it's a Tesco Metro, and they don't sell Spectrums, they just sell milk. So, changed days. Happy memories though. Oh look, here's a pile of old games I used to play quite a lot. Back in the day when I was a Spectrum fanboy, things were very different. For one thing, you didn't have anywhere near the choice you have nowadays. Sure, I could have got a C64 when that came out, but by the time it came out the Spectrum was already part of the family, you know? Well, I say part of the family, but it never went out for the messages or did the dishes or anything. It's not like a computer nowadays. But aye, there wasn't as much choice back in the day, so that must have been a bad thing, I suppose. Well, no really, no, because it just meant that whenever you did get your hands on a game, you paid more attention to it. Just sometimes though, I look back in games like this, like Jetman and Alchemist, and I wonder whether they deserve the amount of affection that I actually have for them. Whether they deserve the time that I spent playing them. Was the only reason I played the Spectrum because there simply were no other options. But always just as I start to think like that, I remember a game like Penetrator. I just adored this game when I was a wee man, and thank God it's still a really good game to play. I know what you're thinking, it looks fairly basic, doesn't it? But that was part of the charm when it was because it was so basic, it just meant that it was a fast loader. Fast in the old sense of the word fast, obviously. Harrier Attack never really kept you waiting either, but it just never quite seemed to have the same flow that Penetrator had. And they disappearing boats are a right pissle. This one's a game called Equinox. I played this obsessively when I was younger, but I loaded it up the other day and I can't really seem to make head nor tail of what it is. I must just be getting old. This obviously is Paperboy. There was a time when you were a Spectrum Games player that everybody seemed to be playing Paperboy. It's maybe a shocking confession, but Paperboy was never actually one of my preferences. I think I only ever played it out of peer pressure. This one on the other hand doesn't really come down to preference. It is actually illegal to talk about Great Spectrum games and not mention Manic Miner. Now if you say you don't like Manic Miner, then I say you're a freak and you need to be in a grave, because Manic Miner sparkles. It sparkles like no other Spectrum game can. It sparkles like classy Freddie Blassie and Ric Flair in a barrel full of diamonds. And that right there that you're watching right there is part of gaming history. This is Nightlore. Nightlore doesn't sparkle, it's an entirely different proposition altogether. I still feel the same way I felt the first time I played Nightlore. It was the first time playing a game made me feel uneasy. It was good looking for the time, but it gave you a feeling like there was something going on in the background, something you couldn't see. There was a maturity to it that was lacking in an awful lot of Spectrum games, and that motion that you see him doing over and over again was pretty much the way I looked when I was playing the game in certain sections. Spazzing out all the time. Speaking of spazzing out, here's Renegade. I remember thinking at the time when I owned Renegade for the Spectrum that it was like having an arcade machine in my house. What the bloody hell was I thinking? Look at it. I mean, it was pretty fun and everything, but a lot of kids in my age group were out battling real big berthers when I was playing this. Wasted youth, maybe? I better not let Big Daddy Chucky hear me say that. Because for a good number of years now I've had the knowledge that I owe Chucky Egg and its creator Nigel Alderton a debt of gratitude. Because Chucky Egg was the first game that made me think I might be playing games for the rest of my life. Think of how many of us have had a game of ping pong or bat and ball and thought that seems like quite good fun, but then never really picked it up again. and consider that that's how most people feel about computer games. So how could I have chosen anything other than Chucky Egg as my favourite Spectrum game, because without it I might have ended up presenting Ping Pong Vania.
There! Here we are, safe and sound in the future, eh?
Why when I bin?
Because the chameleon chip's working again.
Of course.
So hey, get your hat on, this is the hat of the future.
Right, okay.
Everybody's wearing these kind of things.
Good point, and sort of it.
So come on, let's see. Well, the year 2007. Why do you think I brought you this time, my beautiful assistant?
I don't know, Doctor.
Well, we're going to find out. I already know what happens in this episode, so you might as well ask the questions.
Thanks. How about talking to a bin? It's Shigeru
Miyamoto himself.
What you doing in a bin, Shigsy?
Sundarada Shidaradis.
The Nintendo went out of business? How did that happen?
Revolutionaries or Shidu Baidas. So this one was Udis.
A design flaw with the revolution?
Yep.
What was the design flaw?
Sundarada are shorter Shidaradis.
Well, halfway through my life, I flipped an internal bit. So tell it to me straight, baby, come on. Now you know that the shapes are great, so I won't hesitate to leave it at the door. Baby, come on. I'm seeing you under my...
Your idea, I bet ya. Your idea. When you going to learn? We need to get back to the TARDIS. Come on.
Chin up. Right. See you later. Right. Cheer up.
Welcome to CB News. My name is Mike Reed, and I am reading the news for you all. With a mic. Reading. With a mic.
Nintendo GameCube ファイヤーエンブレム創縁の奇跡
Doesn't it?
I've got an idea what we can do.
Yes.
Why don't we jolly hockey sticks listen to some music?
That's a great idea.
No way to turn the gramophone. I've only got the classics, remember?
No, it's okay.
That's
Very nice. Not very nice. What was that?
I think it was a disturbance in the force.
That's Star Wars.
Yep, is that anomaly in the space-time continuum? I think I know who's responsible for this. Hold on tight.
Where we going?
You'll see.
You've gone too far this time, Hitler. You've been dabbling in time things, haven't you?
Ach, dabbling! I can't even fucking dabble with myself. Check a nick of me. Fucking all covered in this fucking futuristic stuff and fucking what, and there's my brain in a jar. My good old Spectrum that I've upgraded. Oh, many's the day. I loved that game. R-tape loading error. Oh, hours I'd be fiddling away in my bedroom, fiddling away with a wee knob. Aye, and then I'd play some games.
Enough. You trying to tell us that it wasn't you, really? In a season finale you want us to believe you, that you're a good man? I think we're going to push you down that hill, because just like Hulk Hogan, I don't like cripples, do you understand me? Come on, let's get them down this hill.
My army! I command you!
You scream, you're the assistant.
Now watch me wish the Macho Man with the claims WrestleMania for the Nintendo Entertainment System. A leg drop, an elbow smash, a body slam!
WWF WrestleMania from Acclaim!
Ooh, yeah, I want a rematch.
Come on, almost. Finally, yeah!
Triumph is ours!
Kuros!
But the battle of wizards and warriors continues with Iron Sword. The evil wizard Malkil will take the shape of the earth, wind, water, and fire.
Farewell! The fate of the world is in your hands! Back, Fire Beast!
Live the saga of Iron Sword on your Nintendo Entertainment System from Acclaim.
Kuros?
Watch Zelda become a legend on your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Zelda!
Which way to go?
Good time.
Pee hand!
Lever! Zelda! Zelda! Zelda!
The Legend of Zelda. A never-ending adventure new for your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Zelda!
Here! You don't get two bob. He's on a two bob, will you? Come on, just one more credit. Come on, you don't get as long as you used to anymore in these games. Oh, and you know you want it. Come on, help an old man out, you know. Make it worth your while.
Welcome to Zookeeper.
Oh, baby, OMG is legend. Xbox Live champion. I'm back here in Glasgow, Scotland. We got a beautiful day today. We're gonna talk to some beautiful people. Last time I was here, it was raining so hard I was wet like my daddy's mustache on my mama's birthday. But we got a nice one today. Let's see what we can get.
What?
Why don't you play video games?
Why?
Yeah, your mama not let you play video games?
No, I just think that they totally, like, you know, you get too absorbed into it.
Why don't you tell me what kind of games your mama let you play?
It's like, you know, it's like watching Big Brother, you know, you totally get
Why don't you tell me what kind of games your mama does let you play?
My mama has no say.
Don't you play any games with you?
Nope.
What age is your mama?
I can't remember.
So we got a fine tradition in Milwaukee of daughters and mothers coming together, you know? Motion capture, let me explain it to you. That's when they take the little ping pong balls and they stick them all over your body. You know? And then you make movements and the computer scans it all in and makes animations out of that. You understand?
All right, okay.
Yeah, you get it.
Yes, yes.
Well, it makes me ask you a question. If I was to put my balls on you, which movements would you make? To play video games, you need great reaction times. Am I right, people? We need great reaction times. So here's what we're gonna do. If you grab my hand, I'm gonna move it real fast. And if you grab my hand, if you can grab it, I'm gonna give you a prize. Okay? All right? Now, you ready? Go.
Of all the games platforms I've owned, past and present, I played longest on the Amiga. On Flight Sims alone I must have clocked up solid months of game time. It was the norm back then to substitute sleep for 2 or 3 days with Celtic Legends or Syndicate, but it's this one I remember most fondly, because it just seemed a bit, well, special somehow. For a reason unknown to me, I still to this day feel grateful that I was around when Speedball 2 was released. Which for those of you who can remember was, ready for this, 14 years ago. I got an F in French because of Speedball 2. I thought at the time, who wants to talk to the F in French anyway? I'd rather spend the rest of my days getting my F in head kicked in by F in Super Nash one than talk to the F in French. In retrospect, after all that F, I should have seen the F in French coming. Every true fan of Speedball 2 always voices their frustrations at the limitations of the title, and still to this day it baffles me that the bitmaps didn't release a data disc for it. There is a lot to be said for the simplicity though, too much to say in fact. You have to play it or play it again to know what I mean. You either buy new players and transfer or bulk up the old default guys. You've only got one button to attack people with, all the people you're attacking look like you, there's only one arena, you only get to play through the leagues once, leagues and cup competitions don't overlap, there's only 18 players in the transfer market, but it's still got something. It could be that Speedball 2 stole a piece of me during one of my sleepless marathons, but I don't think that's it. To me it just feels like pure arcade. Now, at 27, I still haven't run into Audrey Tor 2, but I am still counting on it happening. And when it does, I'll know that if it wasn't for Speedball 2, she might just have been able to see past my blatant chubbiness and baldness if I was able to dazzle her with my fluent French. But all the same, I'd still be grateful for Speedball 2.
Darling through the dark currents I find.
Here, Doctor. What? You know you called that thing the chameleon chip earlier?
Aye.
Well, it's no. It's the chameleon circuit. I checked it on the internet.
I know that it's the chameleon circuit.
Why do you call it chameleon chip then?
Because I like chips. Come on, there's a distress signal coming in the screen.
This is a strange distress signal, Doctor.
Avert your gaze, it's a trap. These creatures have conquered planets and late night slots on Channel 5 with a poor sense of pacing and comic timing. It's a trap.
Oh, what a day.
So, we meet again. End of level boss.
Have you got that game I preloaded me level for boss?
I've already told you, end of level boss, the game isn't out for another 2 weeks.
I can wait, I'm a patient man. Is it there yet?
I've told you it's not out yet.
You're a fucking out yet.
And brought you your game. End of level boss. And someone has spunked on his face.
Oh no. Oh. Oh, the doctor's got me this onion.
Welcome to Zookeeper.
Oh, mournful tune. What's wrong with you?
I was just thinking back to that bit earlier on the show, the Hitler bit, remember?
No.
I was just thinking back and I think I pushed myself.
Shh!
What?
We've just traced the source of the anomaly.
Where is it? Ancient Egypt, prehistoric Earth, Planet of the Robot Monsters.
It's a council house in 21st century Glasgow.
It's a bit of luck into it, Doctor.
Go and get changed into something a bit more, less pishy.
Get changed where?
There's a closet back there, go and look for it.
Where? Is it a distance?
You better take the skateboard.
Right. Don't go without me.
Up here, this building, this is where I used to come and get my old Commodore 64 games back when I was a wee boy. Buchanan Street. It's all gone now, of course, but it was a wee shop. Cracking wee shop, loads of games. Got Castle of Terror out here. Lovely stuff. Smelt of pish. But they were great days, great Saturdays. My sister playing the Smiths in the house, my mum making their lovely rolls and rusky sausages, me watching the wrestling with my old dad. Fantastic days. Commodore 64 days. Commodore 64 days.
It's all about nostalgia, folks. It's all about talking about the games that were special to us back when we were young for some reason or another. This is Bruce Lee, one of the first games I played in the Commodore 64, therefore it's got a very special place in my heart. It's a fantastic game, actually. It still holds up well after all these years. So for all you Spectrum geeks out there, I have to say that, you know, introductory sequences like this on the C64 were commonplace. All of you people had your youth stolen from you, wasting time in the Spectrum. This Cauldron 2, which, you know, let's face it, we have to be honest here, this is one of the hardest games ever made. Now I'm talking cruel, I'm talking crazy cruel. This game is the Nurse Ratchet of platform entertainment. You're a bouncing pumpkin. I mean, that's how the game works. You bounce. You can control the bounce to an extent. You bounce, you die. Commando was notable both for its, you know, fantastic translation from the arcade game, and also because of its music. This is a real classic, this is a stone cold classic, and no the last. Oh, you shat yourself. Look up top left. That was Jerry King there, Joe King's brother. Only Joe King. Friday 13th had you running about trying to find Jason Voorhees. It was fucking terrible. But I do remember it because I bought it at John Menzies. I think my brother was there with me, and I got a free blood capsule inside the box. Don't get that nowadays, do you, folks? After a terrifying or utterly shit game like Friday the 13th, you want to chill it with something like High Noon. Another classic. Another game I was really good at. And continuing that western theme, do you remember this one, folks? Law of the West. Oh, it's a classic from Accolade. Now listen, this was real role-playing. Standing there, a sheriff in the street, that Resident Evil 4 kind of point of view there, over the shoulder, gun in your hand, guy walking up. You the sheriff of this stinking town? Tense. What's it, you punk? That's the one. Cowards, is it? Right. You young punks are all alike, oh talk. I'm going to kill you, you old fart. I mean, that's out of order, that's going to get you angry, innit? Pop. You're done. A bit trigger happy? Fucking right, I'm trigger happy. Bang. 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 My Doctor took a critical bashing when it was released. That was a wee budget game and yet Zap savaged it, I remember it well. What do they guys know? They're just drawings of men. In this you have to build an unholy creation, like a Frankenstein, by finding bits of bodies, digging up bodies, burying bodies, killing villagers, taking them away, chopping them up, digging up graves. Here I'm going to dig up a grave here. Oh, it's a stinky grave. I mean, this game was really ropey in places, but it was in questionable taste, so it gets the seal of approval. Here's some more fantastic music for the Spectrum fans to choke on. I tell you, the old rivalries never die. Master of Magic, another budget game, another cheapie. You used to be able to get classics with your pocket money. You'd walk into John Menzies, hand over your couple of quid, boom, here it was in your hand, up the road, Miami Vice's own, scampi fries, pickled onion monster munch, bottle of limeade, your ma's watching the Thornbirds on the big telly, portable telly, Master of Magic, start making maps, kill some bats, find some scrolls, you're at it. When I was a wee guy, all my mates were talking about tonguing lassies. Oh, a tongue-tar, a nip-tar, a tongue-tar. No, I was the master of spy versus spy. That's the badge of honour. Stick it on me. That's the badge of honour I still wear today. That's why I still can't kiss. You want somebody to sexually satisfy a lassie? Don't ask for me. You want somebody to stick a bomb in a drawer? I'm right here. Now listen, Pedro, no way this section finishes without me mentioning Epix's games. I'm talking world games, summer games, winter games, California games. This is world games. This is weightlifting. This is me dropping it. And now here we are. Monty on the Run. Now this is my favourite Commodore 64 game. Why? Listen to the music. All of you out there who waste your money on cookie cutter Japanese game soundtracks, this is the daddy. It's Rob Hubbard's masterpiece among masterpieces. And the game itself, well, let me tell you, most people that have a Commodore 64 will swear by this game. It's perfect. Perfect in every way. It's hard. It can be slightly unfair at times, but every room can be learned, every room's different, every room's a new challenge. It has some flashes of brilliant humour, some really, really cruel wee twists of fate in it, like this one coming up here. See that pickup up there? Dynamite. Sweet. Couple of 100 points. Instant death. But most importantly, Monty on the Run has you embracing the idea of death like an ailing pope, because this is the best game over sequence of all time. The music, the visuals, the whole ambiance of this game. It puts the final nail in the coffin and drives home the point that the Commodore 64 was, is, and always will be dominant over the inferior Spectrum.
Come on, sir. The emanations seem to be coming from this room.
Ask him.
I don't believe it. If it isn't my old arch nemesis, the Master, standing there.
Ah, so you're dabbling in my affairs again. So which one of you is the Doctor?
Just let me check. Won't be a second. Yeah, it's him. He's the Doctor.
No,
he's the one you
no,
want.
no,
I'm just assistant. Help, Doctor!
I believe the fat one. So die, Doctor.
Oh, good boy, smells eggs.
There's something going on. There's something going on.
We're gonna do you fat poof.
Going on. There's something going on. There's something going on. There's something going on. There's something going on. But I can't find it.